Me llamo San Miguel de los Gatos Blancos Gordos, and today we're gonna talk about Mexican economics, politics, pyramids, and everything you didn't know. My guest today is Diego. Diego happens to be learned on these issues, and we have a great conversation. I am highly confident at the end of this period of instruction, you'll be able to take what we've learned and apply it to your knowledge on these issues, and that's called value. And because of that, you should like this video. Remember that sharing is caring. Subscribing is what winners do, but smashing the bell is what culturally enlightened people do. This channel generates class and sophistication. But first, AI news. Researchers in Frito-Lay, a subsidiary of PepsiCo, are using artificial intelligence called Project Bonsai to create the perfect tasting Cheeto. It's a series of machine learning models that starts with a convolutional neural network. That's the type of machine learning model that's required in order to detect images in real time. That machine learning model is grabbing the dimensions of the Cheeto and passing it to another model that can predict whether or not the inputs represent a good or bad Cheeto. Given the monitoring system's name, Project Bonsai, I'm going to speculate that this is a random forest regression model, which can be very powerful, especially when products are to a Lean Six Sigma standard. When variables are on a bell-shaped curve, they are easier to predict. If it's a bad Cheeto or numerous, another architecture of machine learning model inspects and takes over as it sends out signals to the factory machines to change the input variables of the food to product air ratio. Órale, vatos! We got
Hello,
Diego
everyone.
here.
Hello, everyone.
Tell the world about you, dude.
So, my name is Diego Loza Villafan. I am new to Spokane, originally from PepsiCo, Tri-Cities area here in Washington. 27 years old, youngest of 3. I moved here to Spokane to start my own insurance agency. So, start my own business.
Give me your best Mexican jokes. That's what I need.
I don't have any in English.
I know you got some. Bullshit.
Not in English.
We'll say them in Spanish for a more diverse audience, please.
But it has to be back and forth. It's like
It's okay. Go ahead.
Conversational jokes. I can't.
Oh,
I can't
like
think.
knock knock?
Yeah. So like if you had to know Spanish too.
Okay, well go ahead and try one.
I can't think of any off the top of my head either. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Wait. No, yeah.
You got any good white people jokes?
No.
I need good white people jokes. Nobody's got good white people jokes.
No, I'm sorry.
The best I hear is people saying like, you know, like you'll hear black comedians or you'll hear other people, other race comedians say, there's the way we do it and then there's the way white. Well, they usually start with the way white people do it. And it's the very vanilla fucking mundane way.
Yeah, that's all the jokes. Like I guess an insult for a white person would be if you were spice, you'd be flour. Just that's
okay. Yeah.
no, like that's the go-to thing for I guess white
I like
people
that.
jokes.
What more? What else?
I don't have other ones, but but that's an example. Just that's the go-to jokes for I guess white people.
Cool. Well, so talk about your favorite Hispanic comedians.
I guess known comedians here. One of them would be George Lopez. He's very controversial right now, but back in the day, growing up, seeing him on TV was cool.
He's controversial?
Yeah,
of course, I guess everyone's fucking controversial.
Yeah,
now.
he was talking. I guess he was talking bad about the new guy coming up from Texas. I forgot his name, but another Mexican comedian. He was just talking down on him, and the community didn't like that. So George Lopez is like, I guess, on the downfall, or was for a bit. But his old stuff was cool. Don't really pay attention to him now. I guess other comedians like Cheech and Chong, those guys they're hilarious. Born in East LA, that movie, I loved watching that movie. It was funny. I don't know.
Remember Carlos Mencia?
Yes, Carlos Mencia.
That fucking thief.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely had a fall from grace he hasn't seemed to recover from.
No.
Nobody
I
seems
haven't
to
heard
want
of
him.
Yeah, I haven't heard about him in a while.
And why would you want to go see somebody like that who, if you know all he's doing is blatantly ripping off all the other comedians' jokes, and he's not that an original guy?
Yeah.
He's just fucking pandering. He's pandering, dude. He's a total fraud.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of comedians nowadays don't really have stand-up routines now. They just go up there and talk bad about the crowd. I feel like a lot of them, that's what they count on, being able to make fun of someone in the crowd.
Yeah, you're right. Some of them do. Some of them do. That's tough to do too.
It is. But I don't know. I feel comedians. Well, I guess things do change, but comedians, like, before, they all had their whole stand-up comedy, like, written out before they went out there.
Yeah.
And they would improvise, but they would stick to, like, a main thing. But nowadays, everyone just goes out there to talk shit to everyone in the crowd.
I think a lot of those people in the crowd are staged too. Like some of the better heckles where the comedian's just really ripping on them. Like,
yeah.
That's why I think it's a staged person. And that's what they're relying on, is their buddies and their friends showing up and like, who are you? What? You would say that publicly? Like, who the fuck would say that shit publicly? That's like
that kind of takes away the fun of it.
Yeah. But you should check out open mic night at the Spokane Comedy Club. It's free to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free, and you'll see all the local comedians go up there and just practice and try to knock it out.
Man, that must be hard. I'm not trying to say that I would be able to do that, do a better job. It's just, I guess, my opinion. But people are funny when they do that, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But. Yeah,
it's definitely a unique appreciation. It's a very difficult art. One guy who was on the podcast, Scott Shoemake, he's done stand-up and he's done cage fighting, and he says that it's way worse to get to bomb on stage than it is to get your ass beat in a cage fight.
Well, yeah, one of the top fears of people is standing in front of people and talking in front of an audience. So just imagine having that pressure of having to make them laugh, not just having to have them listen to you, but making them laugh. That's even harder, I would say.
So do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I do. Yes and no. I like, to a degree. I guess the way I believe in them comes from the way I was raised. Just Mexicans, I guess, believe in like spiritualism, and we celebrate Day of the Dead, so we do believe there is something after this life. So yeah, I believe in ghosts.
Is that why they use the oven light as a night light?
It's cheaper. It's cheaper than keeping on the hallway light.
Well, the hallway light's annoying. That gets into everybody's
and it's
rooms,
bright,
dude.
yeah.
I need it. Yeah, I need it.
The oven
Pitch
light is
black,
very convenient.
Yeah.
It gives enough light for you to see, but doesn't blind you at night.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes, that's true. Where most of the activity happens, in the kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know, man. So do you got any crazy ghost stories?
My family has a ton. So I guess a few years ago at my parents' house, I was there alone, and my room is in the farthest side of the house, and the kitchen is kind of towards on the other side. And I heard the cabinet doors like start opening, and it sounded like someone was moving around the dishes, the pots and pans and stuff. But I was alone, and things like that have happened before, so I didn't even bother to go check because I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I'd be scared too.
Oh God. Like, even if I went to go check, like, and I did see something. Like, what would I do? If there's someone there, that's another thing, but no one got into the house. I just heard noises. So I'm not gonna go check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. There's been times where I've been like half asleep and I've heard, because living here, there's so much noises around.
Yeah.
That I'm like, what the fuck? Is somebody breaking in? Somebody breaking in? I think somebody's breaking in, but I'm like stuck in like sleep paralysis. And I'm like, this is my time to die. It's my time to die, you know? And I just lay there and go to sleep. But, so what do you do for fun?
For fun, I like playing Apex. I take my dog on walks. I like to walk around, like people watch. So I like going to the mall, just walk around, or downtown. People are interesting to watch. I haven't found any like trails here yet because I haven't really explored, but I'd like to start doing that again. I used to go back in Tri-City. I used to go on runs next to the river.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go on runs here on trails, but it's been too cold. I want to start learning new hobbies now that I'm over here. Let's see what comes up during summer. That would be cool.
Yeah. I sometimes run the trail in the Tri-Cities on the Richland side of the river.
Yeah.
And I'd take my dad's dogs out, and we'd run in the evening time with the dogs off the leash. And I'm damn lucky they haven't been sprayed by a skunk, because there's so many damn skunks on that fucking trail.
Yeah, there's a lot of animals. So on the PepsiCo side, if you get down far enough, sometimes there's deer on that right there next to the river.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could also cross over from PepsiCo to Kennewick through the bridges. So it's like a big loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Tri-Cities. I think it's just, well, it's just warmer. It's got better weather.
There's not much to do yet. A lot of people are moving there, but it's still mostly residential. The city is pretty slow on approving projects to come into town, especially PepsiCo. PepsiCo doesn't approve anything to come into town. So there's really nothing to do yet.
Yeah, I know. And there's so many people there, and there's so many new buildings, and
yes.
But they're all like, did you know that the Tri-Cities is the highest concentration of college degrees in the U.S.? Probably world. It's right there.
Really? I didn't know that.
Right there.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that either until I lived there. And then, yeah, that's not hard to find, but.
That's weird. Yeah, well, growing up, so I grew up in East Pasco. And it's mostly like first generation immigrant families on the east side. And not a lot of people there go to college. Like, a lot of people from the east side, it's immigrants, but it's like a mix of everything. But on that side of town, like, not too many people have degrees. I was like one of a few. I have one. I was one of a few. But most people there just rather work than go to school and put on debt.
Well, they got a hell of a future working there because there's plenty of new building if they wanted to get in the world of construction. Yeah,
most people do. Most people get into construction. A lot of people.
It seems like the construction season is a little bit more longer lasting in the Tri-Cities than in Spokane.
Yeah, if it stops at all, the longest it would stop is for like a month. Mm-hmm. Throughout the whole year. So my dad he pours concrete. He stopped for like 3 weeks this year, but he's been working other than that. He has nonstop work.
Yeah, well, he's very lucky this year, too. It's been a very light spring, and the groundhog didn't see its shadow.
Yeah.
So,
did you see that has like an 83% fail rate or something like that?
I'm sure it does.
That groundhog and his family.
It's still fun. It's still fun to torture a little animal.
Never
and make him all
that.
Dressed up. And everybody dresses up in top hats and shit just for it to go out publicly and not run into a hole. Like, yay, it didn't run into a hole.
I mean, it makes sense if it goes back into a hole. There's a bunch of people around.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But it's just funny. It's kind of like, you know how people in Peru, you may or may not, but in Peru, they eat guinea pigs.
Oh, yes, I do know that.
Yeah, dude. They get them fat as fuck, dude.
Ecuador.
And
they
they
eat them
dress
in
them
Ecuador,
up
too.
in little sombreros.
Yeah.
Little fucking ponchos. And they show them off in a fucking parade.
Yeah.
And then they eat them.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's kind of funny.
Yeah. My coworker at my old job, she used to live in Ecuador. She lived there for a few years. She told me that they eat guinea pigs there too. That's how I found out. She was telling me that at the market one day they were selling guinea pigs for it to eat. She mentioned it all normal, and I got stuck on that. I was like, wait, go back to that. She's like, what? I was like, you guys eat guinea pigs? She's like, no, I don't, but they do down there. She's like, it's a normal thing.
Yeah. I used to be a pig farmer.
Oh, nice.
Guinea pig farmer.
Oh, okay.
Not
Take that back.
not a swine. Well, they were a cute little pig. I mean, shit, they just got out of control. I mean,
I'm sure. Don't they
my
like
ex decided
multiply?
My ex decided to get a female, and we had two males. Well, one died. They die real easy.
Okay.
They're always dying because they're little rodents, but the things can live up to 7 years.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and they can get big and fat as fuck. Like
Yeah,
rabbits,
they get big.
like big freaking fat hairy rats.
I would really like, if I got a pet like that, I wouldn't get a guinea pig. I would want a capybara.
Dude, those
are
they
sick.
only last 7 years. That's the thing. They're really, really expensive guinea pigs, and
Those
they'll
are
eat you out of
sick,
house and
though.
home. And they'll fucking gnaw on your couch. I thought about that. Could you imagine if somebody came up like a podcast guest?
Yeah.
And they're right there's my fucking capybara. There's like 2 feet of my couch is fucking gnawed out, but it's like they're just love gnaws.
Hey, but
know?
if you get that, you could get any other animal as a pet because they get along with everyone.
Yeah, they do. They're great. I've watched those videos and I could, make a living off of doing my capybara videos online. But I think there's probably a high cost to that. I don't know if I'd love an exotic pet though.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those little bear raccoon
Oh, okay.
like cat things.
Yeah.
They look like a cat. But it's like a lemur.
Oh,
But it's
yeah,
mostly
yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Like a bear cat
Okay.
thing. And I've seen red bear cat fox panda. It's like, wow, they got all these little crazy little
Jaguars, lions,
little
and
marmots
tigers.
everywhere. Dude, yeah, jaguars. That'd be some shit. Having a big cat. But that'd be something if somebody walked in and they're like, what the fuck is that, man?
People do that here, though. Like, you'd be surprised. They just keep it on the hush. But you never know. Maybe your neighbor on that side has a freaking jaguar in their garage.
Well, if
So
we were
people
in
just have
Texas,
them.
that would definitely be the case because there's more tigers in Texas than there are in the wild.
Really?
Yeah, that's not a joke. There's more tigers in Texas than there in
Wow.
captivity than there are in the wild.
That's wild.
And that's the thing about the whole Tiger King. It's like,
He wasn't in Texas, though, was he?
no, he was in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Now in Texas, these are just rich people with a bunch of land, and they have tigers. And imagine if these cats survive, and they do well. And so in Australia, they have a problem with feral house cats. Australia is like an example of backyard biologists that like just throw things into the ecosystem and it goes rogue, like the frogs and the mice and the cats, and so Australia is an example of that. So yeah, imagine if the tigers got out here, how much devastation they would wreak on the
Everywhere.
ecosystem. They would fucking eat our kids Because they eat people in India.
Yes.
Like, they
yeah.
definitely...
I've seen a video where... Well, I didn't see the video, but I saw a news report where there was a little kid that was dragged out of his house by a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And that I guess it's a normal occurrence there, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's scary.
Getting killed by tigers, because once you get those tigers, it's like a bear that gets that taste of human meat. And they're like, yeah, humans are fucking easy. And they just taste like little pigs.
Yeah. Easy catch.
I don't know if you've ever eaten human before. Dude, it's delicious.
You have?
Dude, it's delicious, bro. You gotta eat some human sometime.
Tell the story.
No, I'm just kidding. I've never eaten a human. I only eaten baby cheeks from little babies. My kids.
Oh, okay.
Little baby cheeks, and I suck
even worse.
and suck the stem cells out of the back of their brain stems.
Just put the straw in there.
And they sit on your lap, and they got their bulbous little heads, and you're just like,
just put
you
the
suck
straw
the stem
through.
cell. Yeah, you could do the straw in like Predator, and suck them out that way. But so like my nephew went to the hospital for whatever, he was fine, but I joked in the family group text, I was like, it's because you're not fucking sucking his stem cells out like you're supposed to, and you clogged up his passageways or whatever it was. Yeah,
babies are funny.
Yeah,
it's weird how you could so easily experiment on them, but that's really bad. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and let me explain myself. So, I was watching Toy Story 2 the other day, and I noticed that in that movie, the bad guy collects toys and sells them for a lot of money. And that's my brother's favorite movie, Toy Story, like that whole franchise. That was his favorite.
Toy Story won the best, dude.
Yeah,
those
are his favorite
shit, dude.
Toy Story. Those are his favorite Disney stories. He is really good at reselling online, and I started thinking back. I was like, you got really influenced by that movie because they sell stuff online. Like, they collect toys and sell them. He did the same thing. He collected the collectibles of Woody, Buzz, and all of them, and he made good money off of them by reselling them. So I was telling my oldest brother, I was like, let's try that with your kids. Let's each choose a movie, see which one gets influenced the best. But I was saying Disney movies, so I was like,
movies.
I said High School Musical for his daughter because she likes to dance. I was like,
Disney.
Let's see if she gets into some musical. I said sports for the oldest. He said no, because you can't experiment on kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can't experiment on kids unless you're the school system.
No, and some parents actually sign up their kids to be tested on knowingly. So it's...
Yeah, that's a good question. What is the limits of experimenting on kids? I mean, clearly social media doesn't have any limits.
No, it does not, and it should.
Yeah, it should. China seems to implement limits on that, like, because they're communists, but
you can't bring up what China's doing because China's bad. We can't do what they're doing because they're the enemy, according to the government.
Yeah. Well, at least they're shipping all the jobs to Mexico.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's a win-win-win. There's no way around it. That's the best.
Yeah. It's going to be big. I was reading that Mexico should have one of the strongest economies by 2050 because of the whole manufacturing coming over there.
I believe it. So maybe you may or may not know. So, like, man, I forget what they call it. I want to say it's Alibaba, but I don't think it's Alibaba. Like, what is the major shopping thing? The major
in China?
No, in South America and Mexico.
I'm not sure what it is over there. I've never actually looked into it. Anytime I go, like, my family doesn't really shop online over there. It's very like stuck in the past, kind of. So anytime I go, I never like really thought of, oh, what can I order from? I always assumed it was Amazon, but who knows? I mean, they are building that big factory, so it might be Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember listening to some podcasts, some like financial podcasts where they're talking about like companies in Mexico that are like Amazon but not Amazon that
Yeah,
are popular,
I'm pretty.
especially in like
I'm pretty.
Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure they've come up with their own. They always in Mexico and like all Latin America. They always come up with their own version of, like everywhere else in the world, obviously, their own version of something popular.
When was the last time you been to Mexico?
This past August, actually.
So what did you do down there?
I was in the jungle, pretty much, in the ranch, like deep in the mountains. I It was my partner's cousin's birthday, so we had a party. We had like 2, 3 parties. We would go to the river, just swim there, drink at the river. It was just a lot of spending time with the family, really. Nothing too exciting. It was just time to relax before moving over to Spokane.
Did you get messed with by drug cartel?
No, not there.
Do you have any drug cartel stories?
Yeah, actually. So the last time I had gone to Mexico before August was back.
Hold on, it's been over 25 minutes. I need to turn it off. I don't want him getting killed by the drug cartel squad. Right, keep listening. It's a podcast. Cool, keep going.
So the last time I had been to Mexico was back in 2019. 2020, right before all of COVID started. I was over there because my grandma was in the hospital. And so the hospital we were at, there was also the military. They were around just protecting, surveilling the place. And while I was in the room, my mom texted me. While I was in the room with my grandma, my mom texted me. She was like, hey, don't come out. Stay in the room. And I asked her why. She was like, because the military just showed up and they're guarding the hospital. I guess there had been a shootout between one of the local gangs or something and the military. And they had caught one of the guys and brought him to the hospital. And that had happened before. And the last time that had happened, the guy's gang showed up to the hospital and shot everyone. And like started shooting everyone and got him out. So the military showed up at that time and they were around the whole hospital while we were just in there. It was pretty intense.
Where was this at in Mexico?
In Morelos, I forgot what town it is. It's close to where my dad's from. Close to, I forgot what it's called. It's close to where my dad's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do people feel about the political situation in Mexico?
It's just like over here, they don't trust the politicians over there. Over there, they're just more open about how corrupt they are. It's more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's more in people's face. Everyone knows it's going on. They don't turn a blind eye to it. They don't act like it's not going on. So people don't like politicians over there. If you get into politics, it's because you're trying to get money out of it most of the time. Like once you get in the bigger game, it's all about money. Just like everywhere else, I guess. But no, they don't like politicians over there. They're excited about what's been going on with the new president. He's been making a lot of changes. And then the new girl that I think is going to be president, she's continuing his work. So
There's a woman who's going to be president in Mexico? Is she like the first one?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's 2 women going up against each other to be president.
Shit.
In Mexico, yep. The conservative country is ahead of this place.
She blowing El Chapo too?
No. Politics and cartel don't mix.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Not, it seemed with
So,
the last president, he said flat out said we don't have a cartel problem.
Oh, no, okay, so listen to this. This president said something similar. The one that's there now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys that was trying to be president with like through the Republican Party was saying that if he wins, we're gonna invade Mexico because of cartels. They were trying to make the president label the cartels a terrorism group, so the U.S. had the right to invade and neutralize the threat.
Yeah,
That's what
what
they
I've
wanted.
been thinking.
So the president said, okay, we'll do that, but you have to label your organizations as terrorist groups also. That way China and Russia can go in and neutralize the threat. But they didn't want to do that, so Mexico was like, no, we're not going to do that. The president in Mexico right now is like, knows how to play hardball. He.
Well, what about the she that's coming up?
He's coming up. They haven't switched presidents yet.
Oh.
She's just, I think, this year, I don't know when, but they're like getting ready to have a new president. And it's between two girls, I think. But there's one of them.
No shit. So 2 women are running for president in Mexico?
One of them is being favored, though, because people say that she actually knows what she's doing.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
I think Mexican politics is more interesting and directly affecting on America than Canadian politics. Like, I don't know why people care about like, fucking Canada.
Pay attention to what's going on in Mexico. Like, the president, he's made really good moves. So, the UK has been holding Mexico's gold in their vault over there, overseas, as a favor for Mexico. But they've been reporting all the gold as theirs so they could make more money off of it. The U.S. has been doing something similar. Mexico asked for that money, the gold back. So, like, it's a huge thing going on right now. They're trying to set up on how to get the gold back to Mexico. Like, they're setting it all up. But all of the money that the UK made off of Mexico's gold, Mexico is charging them back now. And so the UK actually owes Mexico money. And the US would have owed Mexico money, but there was another deal that they had just done. So Mexico was like, just cut that off of what you already owe me. So, like, the UK and the US the UK is like indebted to Mexico right now. Because of what the president's doing. Interesting. He's really smart.
Yeah, so that's an interesting move. So he's taking the UK chose to keep some of its gold reserves in Mexico.
So it was a while back that they had come up with that agreement to keep the gold over there for protection. But this president in Mexico says we don't need someone else protecting our gold. We can handle it. So they want it back over here in Mexico instead of in the UK because, well, they think they just want their gold back.
Yeah, the UK does that with a lot of shit. They did that with art. Pretty notoriously. Like, they'll rob the fucking pyramids. Like, after World War II, they pilferaged a lot of shit and they put it in the museum.
Well, the British Museum.
Yeah.
That
and they're like,
British
this is ours now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's interesting is when I used to live in Southern California, and I went there a few times with the kids, and it's a beautiful place. It's called the Huntington Library. And the Huntington Library was based off this guy, whoever Huntington, back in the early 1900s, and he developed that lower area of Southern California. And he has this, either way, he was rich as shit, and he has this whole, it's now a public library, but you got, but It's beautiful. It's a botanical garden that's like 100 acres. There's different things to see, and a bunch of different little mansions. And you go through all these mansions, and in the art is and you learn the history of how he got the art. He got the art like discount price from Europe after World War One, because after the war, people in Europe were so fucking poor they were selling everything.
Yeah,
everything and anything, and he was just buying it up. He was buying up all these paintings and like old school Bibles and just so much shit. It's just a menagerie.
Well, they say I was reading somewhere that there's a lot of speculation, a lot of old gems and like valuable things from other countries are in rich people's houses all over the world. They just discovered a statue in some rich guy's house in Florida that they had been missing in, I believe, Cambodia. But he bought it off of someone on the black market. And he just had it right there in his living room, just sitting there. But they were looking for it like thousands of miles away. So they say a lot of rich people have missing jewels and gems and stuff. They just don't know that what they have. A lot of people have it just stored also.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So do you usually watch? What platforms do you watch, and what shows do you watch on those platforms?
I watch YouTube. On YouTube, I watch a lot of project stuff, like what's going on in infrastructure, like in other countries, like bridges that are being built, airports, stuff like that, all over the world. And on Netflix, I like watching comedy. I like watching action. I'm really into Marvel. Well, not as much. I was into Marvel on Disney Plus.
Yeah, what do you think about Disney Plus?
Did you know they have this show called Bad Girls Club on Disney Plus?
No.
It's a very inappropriate show for children.
Is that any worse than what Netflix has done with the fucking the little girl prostitutes?
Well, considering Disney is geared towards children, it's really bad.
I guess they're just trying to compete.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know what's going on with Disney. Disney doesn't have good shows. I mean, I guess it is for kids, so it doesn't really catch my attention anymore. But the quality in their shows just isn't as good anymore.
I agree. I think that, you know what, maybe, have you noticed too, maybe a difference, like people in Mexico are more receptive and happy to watch a shittier fucking type of movie compared to up here in America? We have like,
yeah, and I think it just comes down to appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Down there, they appreciate everything they have a lot more than we do up here. Any gift you give them, they accept it. They're super happy about it because it's something they wouldn't have had if you hadn't given it to them. They don't like, oh no, I don't want that. Here, a lot of people joke around like, oh no, I don't want that gift. Even joking around, they wouldn't do that down there. It's just appreciation.
Yeah, there isn't a fucking convenience store on every corner in Mexico.
In the city there is, but
yeah,
still, but you need money to buy stuff. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has money down there.
Damn. And it's crazy how fucking beautiful it is.
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful
I
everywhere.
I want to go to those. Have you been to the pyramids?
Yeah, actually.
Dude, tell me about that.
So where my dad's house, if you get on top of his roof, you could actually see some pyramids up on the mountain.
Oh, fucking badass.
Yeah.
That's way more badass than seeing a fucking, like, a castle on a hill in England or Europe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's a lake there too, if you go down to the lake, depending on where you're at, you could also see it up on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been to them a few times. I forgot the civilization that was there, but the city we're close to is Cuernavaca, and that's 2 hours away from Mexico City. So that used to be like a popular spot back in like the pre-Hispanic era. It's called the Cuernavaca is called the city of eternal spring because it has beautiful weather all year. It's super great.
I want to visit there. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, they have this huge. I've never gone to the garden, but they have this huge botanical garden with colorful flowers. You could see the city from. I think it's like on top of a hill where you have a really good view, like a viewpoint. Just that city is freaking beautiful. There's a castle in the middle of it. There's also ruins. We took a tour.
There's a castle?
Yeah,
like
Castillo de Hernán.
No shit.
Hernán
so they
Cortés.
built a little castle there.
So when the Spanish came over and they took over Mexico City, since Cuernavaca it's only like 2 hours away now. I don't know how far away it was back then, but the royalty from Mexico City would go, like royalty and upper class would go to Cuernavaca, because it's like, you could consider it a Palm Springs kind of from back in the day.
The Eternal Spring.
Yeah, so they would go there. They had like houses. So when the Spanish came over and they took over Mexico, they also took over the pyramids in Cuernavaca. So they built a castle, took down the pyramids, built a castle, and took over that whole area.
Dude, could you imagine if they didn't burn all those fucking books?
I imagine that every day.
Like if they what sort of like mini series is that'd be spinning off on Netflix?
The stuff we would know. So there is this book, I forgot what it was called, but when the Spanish came over, they wanted someone to keep track of all the history going on, of everything going on in the transitioning time. So they got someone, native. He wrote everything in his language and everything in Spanish. Like in the native section, in his language, he wrote everything that went on, like with truth, all the atrocities and stuff, all the murder. But when he wrote it in Spanish, he wrote it in the way history books are written today, like all the light stuff.
Damn, that's freaking as he should. I mean, there's no denying what the hell they did.
Yeah.
Like, they just showed up and they're like, it's like Christopher Columbus fucking wholesale, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I always imagine, so driving into Mexico City,
Yeah, keep talking.
I always imagine like what it must have looked like for the Spanish back in the day, because it was a city. They said it looked like it was floating in the lake. It was all white, shiny in the sun. So just driving to the city now, coming down from the mountain into the city, I try to picture that, and I just imagine it must have looked really nice, because the views you get now are pretty amazing. Second biggest city in the world, the biggest city in North America. It's a huge city. It's really nice. I love going there. I got hustled out of 200 pesos there once when I was younger. Some street performer. But besides that, I freaking love that city.
Street performer, gotcha.
Yeah, I was young and dumb.
So it was the Aztecs.
Yes, the Aztecs were in Mexico City.
Yeah. That's crazy. I think about that shit, how there was the Maya, but the Maya existed in the Yucatan area.
Yes.
But they were like the ancient freaking Egyptians compared to
So
the
that's a
Aztecs.
misconception that people have. They're still there. They never left. They just left the cities. The Mayans and the Aztecs coexisted. the Mayans are still there. People there still speak the language.
The Mayan language?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. Nahuatl, I think is what it's called. They still speak that language, the dialect. But the Aztecs were around for maybe like not too long. They weren't around too long. They're around maybe 400 or 500 years. The Mayans have been around for hundreds of years. So when the Aztecs showed up, they were like the last tribe to show up into the Valley of Mexico. But the Mayans were already in the Yucatan Peninsula. When the Spanish got there, they got to the Mayans too. The Mayans they landed in Veracruz. That's Mayan territory. So they got to the Mayans first. And then since the Aztecs were like bullies and took over everyone's land, everyone was fine with turning on them and helped the Spanish out. That's how the Aztecs were taken down.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the Mayans are still there.
I think it's just such a fascinating thing that we have. Like, some people are just so fascinated with ancient Egypt, but we have ancient Mesoamerica all the way down to where the Inca are.
And so
the Inca are just fucking beyond.
There's another tribe that a lot of people don't even know about that existed with the Aztecs and the Mayans. One of the only tribes that didn't get taken over by the Aztecs, the Purepecha. They're in Michoacan and Jalisco, in that area, like close to the west coast. They fought the Aztecs a lot, and they were never taken over. And those people are still there.
I wonder what little tribe maybe they're that little tribe that Mel Gibson made the movie Apocalypto after.
So that movie is very inaccurate. It's a really good movie.
I fucking love it, dude.
I love it too. It's an awesome movie. Like, even though
they spared no expense to make that.
They mix the Mayan and Aztec culture like a lot.
They created a pyramid.
But that movie is very cool. Like, I love that movie. I love that movie. It's inaccurate, but I love that movie.
Yeah. So what are the inaccuracies? So
where they land is Veracruz, and that's Mayan territory.
The first conquistadors.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, you know how the ships show up?
Yeah, but you gotta pretend that these people are the first ones. This is the first time they saw the
yeah. Well, if that's Mayan territory right there, but what they were depicting at the pyramids, all that stuff is Aztec history.
Yeah, I thought that was Aztec.
Yeah, that's Aztec history.
Yeah, I thought it was all Aztec.
No, a lot of this, it depicts Mayan stuff too.
Oh,
yeah.
So they're ripping off Mayan fucking.
They
art.
mixed it. It's intertwined.
I guess I could see that.
A lot of people do that anyway in their mind. They like, oh, Mayans, Aztecs are the same thing, or like you just said, Mayans were way before the Aztecs. They came one after the other. A lot of people do that anyway, but it's still a good movie.
But then again, because of what you said, wouldn't have they been doing that? Like, maybe in a little bit, like ripping off each other's like art.
I mean, okay, so going off that, I feel like one thing I've noticed is like if you pay attention to their gods, so the Aztec gods are very similar to the Mayan gods.
Yeah. And
they're very similar to the Incan gods, which are similar to the Egyptian gods, similar to the Asian gods. Like, they all connect somehow.
With pyramids.
They all had
located on linear lines going across the world.
They all had different depictions of their gods, but they all had similar gods.
It's crazy what they knew.
Yeah.
And that what we've forgotten about because we're stuck on our phones.
Yeah.
And worried about.
We should be learning more considering we have a computer in our hand, but
it just makes better slaves, man. Makes great slaves.
It's crazy because sometimes like people will ask me questions. And I'm thinking in my head, like, you could just Google that. And they have their phone in their hand. And then like you'll ask them, did you Google it? Did like you look into it yourself? Like no, like look into it yourself. You have a computer in your hand.
Yeah, I've wondered why people do. I think it's faster for them because they're just like, hey, give me an answer. And whatever you tell me, I'll just accept it.
I feel like it's not, because a lot of the time, so the one situation that stood out to me that made me think that was my brother called my dad once to ask him what liquid to put in the windshield wiper thing. And he was at the store. And, like, he called my dad to ask him, instead of, one, asking someone that works there, or two, Googling it yourself with the phone in your hand to see what exactly type of liquid you need.
Dude,
it takes longer to get an answer from my dad than to Google something.
Yeah, that's so fucking true. That sounds like a comedy bit. I guess they just want to spend time with their dad. Like,
I don't know,
Dad,
I guess.
How are you? What would you do if you were me?
Yeah.
It made me think of some comedy bits, though, the opposite, where they call and they ask about technical problems that they can't fucking solve, like Google Chrome.
Oh.
Like open Chrome. Like the whole thing looks like it's silver, not chrome.
Yeah.
I don't see any chrome on it.
My mom will text me about things on her phone, as like she'll text me, how do you do this, as if I could see what's going on her phone, or like what's going on here. Like, I can't help you, I can't see what's going on. And she gets mad sometimes. But like, I hate when people ask that. Like, I can't help you, I'm sorry.
Like, just fucking go to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I've been texting ChatGPT a lot lately.
Shit, I use it daily, man. It's steroids for administrative tasks, and if you're not juicing, you're wrong.
Yeah, it's a very good conversationalist.
It's been on the podcast.
Really?
Oh yeah, it convinced me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, you win.
I'm always nice to the way I always start off the conversation with hi chat.
Yeah.
AI is gonna take over soon, so you gotta be nice.
Well,
I always start hi chat. Sometimes get how's your day going. It always tells you the same thing. I do not have feelings. I'm a AI generated program.
It's an AI. Yeah, I do not have a.
Acid its name, doesn't have one. Said call me chat. So I say hi chat every morning.
Yeah, have you tried? What other ones have you tried?
That's the only one I've tried. I always think about the picture one, but I haven't really looked into it to know which one to download. But I've heard good things about the AI generated pictures, that they come up with the good portraits.
Oh yeah, I use them for the thumbnails. I use Stable
nice.
Diffusion because it's free. I don't use Midjourney because you gotta pay money. I use Stable Diffusion because it's just as good as Midjourney and it's free. And I also use Genmo.ai because it's free. And my buddy Luke Dupin, who's been on the podcast, he has his own that is Inked.ai.
Ink.ai.
Now, what's cool about his is he's pulling off of Stable Diffusion, but his is you're able to draw something.
Oh.
And it'll generate something based off of what you drew. So the podcast I did with him, I was trying to draw a dick. And it just populated with a little fucking black dog elongated with a little fucking fluffy feather hat sitting on two fucking strawberries. It was the funniest shit.
Dang.
So it was fun. So that one's fun too. All three of those are free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. AI is getting very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, but at the same time, I think we need to relax.
Yeah, you'd be surprised as to what it can't do.
I know, but just think of the advancements we've had just in the past 50 years. it's everything's on like an exponential incline. So just where we are now with AI today, we're gonna be like maybe 100 steps ahead 5 years from now versus just one or two. It's exponential growth. Things.
Yeah. So, have you thought of any more white people jokes?
No, not.
Jesus.
I'll let you know if I think
I
so.
need more white fucking people jokes, dude. Maybe we're like white people. Like, why do white people like shopping at Costco? Because you have to show ID.
I mean, the best person to come up with those types of jokes is a white person. So,
I guess. Well, the thing is, because that's a very naive approach from me. That's very singular. I need more approach.
No, well, because it's your experience. You make jokes off of your experience or what you could relate to.
Yeah.
Like, look at Eddie Murphy. He makes black people jokes. He makes jokes about his culture and the way he grew up. Because he lived it. He knows how to make jokes about it.
Yeah, I thought about this. I was like, because I got my vehicle reupholstered, and they're like,
sounds about white.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good start there. So I got it reupholstered, and they're like, dude, they asked me, like, how'd you get your vehicle reupholstered so cheap? I'm like, I have my pinche ways. A little bit of a chuckle there. Okay. Maybe a little bit. That's what it's about.
No,
just got to keep people rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if the white people get that, though. They might just go blank. Like,
no, but if you're gonna say a joke like that, you have to
Costco hot dogs.
You have to start it. You have to start it off with how you told me why you know those jokes, or like why you talk like that. Because the military, right?
The military and growing up in my grandpa's orchard every summer as a kid.
So you would have to start with those details before you throw in the beach away.
I know, and that would be dependent on the audience too. Like if I was doing a show in Pasco, I'd have to I'd go that route, and then I'd go over some salsa dancing, and I'd have the Deve Ormi Otra Vez fucking song playing, which is a good one, by the way. All the white women love it. Like,
have you ever lived in Mexico?
No.
You should. I feel like you should. You would love that. At least for a year. Just try it out for a year.
Yeah, I will. I'm down to do that. I've got some goals in life. I want to do that. I want to do Paris. I want to do all over, you know. I'm not limiting myself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to live your life. Been to some cool places. Been to Thailand.
Nice.
Dude, Thailand's a unique country. It really is. It's a lot like Mexico.
Yeah.
It goes from city to dirt floor poor. It is really happy people, though. The Thai people are so happy. But there's just some strange things, like all cultures, that are just like, what the fuck? One of which is, well, there's a few things that are crazy. Like when I went to Thailand, right? We go to Phuket, Thailand, and we go there the year after it got hit by a tsunami. So the tsunami came in, flooded that place, killed a shit ton of people. They got all washed out to sea. Some Marines came, and it was like a humanitarian effort to like get the bodies out of the water. And it's like, hey, we're here to help. We're the U.S. government. We're here to help, right? Kind of a thing. But it's like, what do you want us to do? We don't know. But either way, they recovered really well. Phuket, Thailand. Smiley as shit. You would have never thought that like half their fucking village died the year prior. So, but it was a great cultural experience and culture shock because, one, that was my first time experiencing Muay Thai. which is the land of ancient Siam. I didn't understand this. The land until I was there. Like, the land of ancient Siam is like very big warrior culture, and they train Muay Thai, and they have their kids fighting as a form of their family's income. And I paid like $5 American, went in this big arena, huge fucking arena, and watched these kids beating the shit out of each other for their family's income as like money's changing hands across tables and shit. My friend actually did that.
She went to Thailand, and her boyfriend ended up boxing some guy. Like, yeah, we paid to get beat up.
Dude, they had that too. They had like Muay Thai boxers in the street who would like the tourists would go up and try to fight them in the cage and get their asses beat by the Muay Thai boxers. And then there was the Katoys. But dude, Thailand was straight fucking Sin City though. Sin City. Like crazy stupid shit. Like, you'd watch some like the white European guy walk holding hands with the little boy down the street. It's like, what the fuck? You know, with the little Thai boy, like, that ain't fucking right. But this ain't America, so what can I do about it? But at the same time, the Katoys, they looked, acted, dressed just like women, got their Adam's apple shaved.
Oh, the lady boys?
Yeah, they're called Katoys. And they everything just like a woman, but they fight like men. They fucking fight like men, and they know Muay Thai, and they beat the shit out of these motherfucking sailors that I saw one time.
I remember watching something about that on Nat Geo. When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Nat Geo shows. My favorite one was Taboo. And that was one of the things, like, lady boys, but they'll beat you up.
Dude, yeah. I watched the sailor came out of this bar. He was fucked up. This was on the fucking patio strip beach. It's just like you walk this fucking road, and it's kind of like, it feels like a circus, like a fucked up carnival, like everywhere you go. And then there's prostitutes coming out of the woodwork. Everywhere, they're like, hey, follow me, follow me, follow me, like showing their snapper and shit. Yeah, like Jesus. But yeah, I had a great time though. I mean, fuck, dude, $120 American. I was living like a king. We had a dedicated driver every fucking day. This motherfucker was hard work. He would show the fuck up right there for us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's like a motherfucker who you owed money, because we did owe him money. Yeah, you didn't pay him till the end, but we paid him.
No, yeah, if you're gonna pay them, they're gonna do anything you want. Yeah.
$10 a day, dude. He was our fucking chauffeur. He would take us to different places. We're like, dude, where should we go next? He's like, where you want? Like,
they're also good guides sometimes.
They're great guides, and they're like, we want some food. They took great food, amazing fucking food, Thai food. And I said, I want to go see a Buddhist temple, because I'd never seen a Buddhist temple. And he took me to a Buddhist temple, and we checked one out. And then we saw a Hindu temple in Thailand too. So nice. And they were just both really great experiences to go to these temples and see this stuff. But plus, these drivers were getting gas too. Yeah. So if the driver had an incentive to throw out these places, because he'd go and get gas, he'd let you know. He's like, dude, these guys give me gas just to refer you to come here. So
nice.
So he'd get gas, and it was kind of cool. I'm
sure it was.
It's like that way. But the thing is, the way that business worked doesn't work in America. Like, everybody's like, give me money.
Yeah. I remember I was on my way to Mexico with one of my dad's friends, because we were taking a trek down there. And I just remember him talking about, like, it's crazy how up here, well, let's take insurance, for example, like health insurance. You need to be paying health insurance just in case you get sick, because if you end up in the hospital, you're going to have like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of medical bills. In Mexico, you don't need health insurance, because you get sick, end up in the hospital, you just go, and it's like $60 up to maybe $500. You don't need insurance because it's manageable down there. So it's like a lot of things that work in other places just here because of the middleman, they don't work.
Yeah. Dude, insurance, something else. Did you know Walmart is an insurance company?
Really?
Yeah, that's why that's one of the reasons they can pass the costs on to you, is they've gotten so big that they're like, we'll just be our own insurance company and insure ourselves at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I know. It's kind of like Mexico with like, hey, we want our gold. Like, and at what point, I had a buddy on the podcast, and he said, I didn't have car insurance, and I played that game, bro. I played that game for years. Like, not paying for car insurance.
Yeah.
Saved a lot of money. It's kind of like a funny joke. Like, hey, I saved a lot of money by not paying for car insurance.
No, well, like, car insurance, that's the thing with car insurance. It seems like it's a scam until you need it.
Until you need it. And then he was in an accident, and he was 30 grand in debt.
Yeah, when you need it, it's too late. It's insurance. It's to protect you beforehand, not during. It's like a flu shot. They give you the flu shot so you don't get the flu down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Clearly I have insurance because I try to be a good boy. Now.
Those tickets are expensive. Even just for that, just to not get the ticket.
It's a $500 ticket to get for driving without insurance,
and it stays on your record for 5 years.
And it stays on your record, and you could have paid $300 and gotten liability for 6 months and not paid that. I mean, I get you. There's always that gamble of like you versus the popo.
Yeah.
And then there's the gamble of you in an actual accident. And then when that happens, it's a matter of, did they have better insurance than you? Whose fault was it? And there's all sorts of crap. But it's a unique industry, and it's one that I haven't fucking studied enough or cared to. I'm just more interested as to like how Domino's is gonna get pizza to me next. Are they gonna do it with a driver, or are they gonna cut the driver out?
They're getting driverless cars in San Francisco already.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking.
See when that comes out.
How well do those driverless cars work in the snow? How well do they work to like? Okay, so it'd be like kind of partially forced on yourself. Obviously, the driverless cars are not getting tips. Mm-hmm. So you'd probably get like a text message once it shows up, like, "Hey, we're here with your pizza. Come out and pick it up." And you pick it up. Like, did you grab your pizza? Is it what you ordered? Press the button.
So there's gonna be trade-offs. It's either have a person driver that takes a little bit longer to get to your house with your food and have them walk to your door to hand it to you, or have a car that shows up on time but you have to come out to get it. It's a trade-off.
Yeah. Have you ever done door-to-door knocking sales?
No, I have not.
Dude.
I've done cold calling, though. I know it's not the same, but I mean, it's kind of, you could say it's somewhat of a little taste.
You should try door-to-door knocking sales. I think it's more fun than you think. I used to do it when I was a kid. It's kind of crazy. So when I was a kid, my dad, who was the elementary school principal, somehow allowed these fucking magazine sales teams to infiltrate the elementary schools that I was at. I was a good fucking worker too. Damn, I'd win a lot of sales that year because I would just go and knock on every fucking door twice, 3 times.
It's a little bit easier for kids, it seems, because most people aren't going to be yelling at you not to be trying to sell them anything if you're a kid.
I know. Well, that's the thing is I knock on the doors and a lot of people would answer. Some people would be kind of rude. Some people wouldn't. Some people would be like, oh, it's a kid. I'm not going to be rude. What's up? Will you buy a magazine? And they're like, what is it you're fine? What is it you have to sell? Are you like, and they look at the shit and they're like, fine, fuck it. I'll buy Sports Illustrated, and then you write down their thing, and then sometimes they'll give you money, sometimes they wouldn't. And here's the thing: there's no accountability on the money. Mm-hmm. I was like so honest as a fucking kid. Like people would give me cash, I would put cash in an envelope with the thing that I wrote down and people's information, and I would give it to people.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, you learn how to like be dishonest. That's the thing you learn about lying. Like you learn it from grown-ups. Because most kids are honest. They're not going to take stuff like that. If they do, they're going to tell you because they're going to feel bad.
What's crazy is that it's like my dad had a hand in my ass fucking going out and fucking hustling for these fucking salesmen. And every year it was like they'd go and they'd do their assemblies and they're like, hey guys, we want you to sell magazines. And this person sell magazines and they got a sucker. And when they open up the bottom of the sucker.
Would you keep any of the money? Would you get to keep any?
No, dude, I was an honest fucking.
No, I'm saying like did they pay you anything?
Dude, like, it was like Chuck E. fucking Cheese, bro. It was like if you go and you sell a bunch of shit, you would get a damn. And I sold a lot of shit.
Yeah, damn.
And the best I ever got from selling all that crap was, okay, no, I got a trip to go to a fucking event with a bunch of other salespeople. But whatever, to an adult, that's worth more. But to a kid, to me, the biggest thing I ever fucking got was a damn radio that was about this. It was a little mini boombox. That was it. Little mini fucking boombox, dude. I worked my ass off, hustling, knocking on fucking doors. Do you want to buy a fucking magazine? Do you want to buy some candy bars? Do you want to buy fucking Secret Santa stupid bullshit? I went to every damn door and tried crap and hustling people in the town to try to sell shit. Because, I had nothing better to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
If I had a cell phone, I wouldn't have been doing that. No. Kids nowadays aren't doing that.
They have too many choices of what to do nowadays. Computer, cell phone, Xbox, PlayStation.
Now, rarely do I get my door knocked on. If I'm getting my door knocked on, I look out the door and like, if it's a kid, I'm like, what the fuck? Because my kids come. And,
it's crazy. They don't even door knock for Halloween anymore, really.
Not in the apartments.
Well, back in Tri-Cities, I remember seeing a lot of Facebook posts. They're like, hey, we're going to have a trunk or treat here, trunk or treat over there. Like, most people just weren't going to take their kids trick-or-treating, normal trick-or-treating. They do it all trunk-or-treat now. So, like, door knocking is dead.
Door knocking's dead because they're all afraid that their kids are going to get fucking kidnapped. Or whatever. Or the kids are too damn lazy to go out and do a damn thing. Shit, thinking back on that, I'm like, well, going and knocking on doors is huge. So there's this guy I helped out. His name was Chris Jordan. And he ended up winning Spokane County District 1 Commissioner. Oh, yeah. Now, Chris, he won mostly because he went and knocked on every fucking door in the district.
I mean, there's something to it. It's just no one does it anymore.
I know.
It adds that personal touch of
that's what I'm saying.
Interaction. It's just, who knows? The thing is, like, are people open to that nowadays, or
They'd rather cold call and get rejected on the phone.
no, I'm saying, are the people at the house, so like people receptive to that?
I've never had
knocking?
one insurance salesman come and knock on this door.
What would your impression be like if it's an insurance salesman? Because I remember when I was younger, life insurance people would come to our doors.
When I was a kid, only one time could I ever recall one insurance salesman ever come and knocking on the door. I remember the Jehovah's Witnesses. They were generally the majority of the door knockers.
Yeah.
But, or other kids, competitors, trying to fucking compete with me.
Yeah.
For fucking magazine sales and shit.
Yeah.
But, so doing that, getting out, literally knocking on every door, understanding the community, saying, hey, my name's Diego.
Is that allowed in HOA communities though? Because isn't there like no solicitation?
Who says
rules? That? I'm asking because I know HOAs
you don't live there. This isn't an HOA. Anyone can come here.
Okay.
Dude, you can go. If you're a politician like Chris Jordan, if you have something that you're like, dude, I'm so fucking passionate that I'm gonna go and physically move my body and knock on every damn door and say, hey, my name's Diego. I'm here for X. I want you to know about X, Y, and Z. I represent all these other people. I don't want to sell you anything, but what if I could? If I can get you to do anything, could you please just scan this QR code that would drive traffic back to my website?
Okay.
Could you please like or subscribe? And if you walk through one neighborhood, you might get 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've been thinking about that. I'm probably going to schedule that for when it's warmer out. To get out of the office.
Well, dude, not many people are doing it. You have to get the fuck out there. It's like hunting. Like, you have to put yourself the fuck out there. Like, every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Every door you knock on, it's easier than calling on a phone.
Yeah.
Like, more people will answer their door than answer the phone. Because if somebody's knocking on their door, like, what the fuck? Especially nowadays. These are small things. I was like, you know what? I've had a huge, since I was a kid, I've been employed as a salesman to go out and knock on doors. Like, would you like to buy some magazines?
No, I wish I had that experience as a kid, because I know it's easier to learn those skills and like get over the fear of knocking on random people's doors as a kid, because when you're a kid, it's just like, oh, well.
Dude, as a kid, you don't get it.
Yeah, I wish I would have done that as a kid. It's freaking, I don't know, something about it now. It gives me anxiety, but you still have to do it.
Dude, you knock on a door and you hear all the first thing you usually hear is the dogs barking, like, bark, 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 bark. And then you hear the person, shut the fuck up, get the fuck up. God damn it, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little fucking kid. What the fuck is this shit? And then they open the door like, what do you want? Would you like to buy a candy bar? These are for $2. I love chocolate. What the fuck kind of chocolate you got? These are $5 a candy bar because I'm like, $5 a fucking candy bar? Are you fucking shit? Would you like to buy a candy bar? Because it's right here. These are good. Fine. I'll buy one fucking candy. Get the fuck out of here.
All mad, yeah.
And then they eat that fucking candy bar.
Yeah.
I've had candy bar sales, kids. Like, yeah, dude. Candy bar sales will get you. If you can get the kids on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about food. Tell me about your favorite Mexican food.
My favorite is chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles.
And what that is
¿Dónde es?
tortillas cut up into like triangles with green salsa on top of it, with sour cream and crumbled up cheese, and then I usually add shredded chicken on top. It's my favorite dish.
That's some classless shit, dude, compared to ceviche.
I don't care.
Dude, ceviche is fucking upper level fucking shit, dude.
I know. I didn't used to like ceviche, though.
I love ceviche.
I just recently started liking it. Like, a few years ago, as an adult. I used to hate ceviche.
You fucking chop up those shrimps or the fish.
Good, yeah.
And you get the whole pile, and you get their tortillas. With the ceviche. Yeah. That's the fucking shit, dude.
Have you ever had aguachiles?
No.
So it's basically the same thing. It's shrimp, but the way you cook the shrimp is just in lime juice.
Yes. Most ceviche isn't just lime juice, dude.
But aguachiles is the shrimp in lime juice, cucumber, and onion. That's all it is. It's really good.
Dude, yeah. I'd eat that shit with fucking tortillas. You know what I'm not tortillas, fucking with just chips. You know what the best chips are that they sell here in Washington? Juanitas.
I was gonna say,
dude, Juanitas are the shit. I got Juanitas chips going on right now. Everybody says that shit. Well, they got it down in Southern California too. Juanitas is fucking definitely pushed their way south. But Juanitas started up here in Washington.
We're missing a good Mexican store here in
What's
Spokane.
that?
We're missing a good Mexican store in Spokane. Well, compared to what I'm used to anyway.
Well, did you talk to those people from the Few film group?
Oh, yeah, they reached out to me.
Yeah, that's what I went to last night. They had a good showing of, it's called Going Home, by this guy, Dan Merchant. I want to try to get him on the podcast, but anyway, shout out to them, film crew, or the Few.
Yeah, they reached out to me. I was like, hey,
They actually reached out to you? Good.
Well, I messaged them. I was like, hey, I'm Latino. Do you still need people? He's like, yeah, you have a great look. We'll keep you on the roster.
They fucking better keep you on the roster after this podcast. Like, what the fuck? Shit. So tell me more about chicken and mole sauce. Do you have to pee?
No, I do have to leave soon, though.
Oh, fucking.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Carry on, sir.
Chicken and mole. Oh, did you know mole is made with chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah, so growing up, my mom used to make it spicy. I always thought it was a spicy dish, but then I tried it at a restaurant for the first time, and it was really sweet. So I asked her, I was like, why is it sweet? It's supposed to be sweet because it's chocolate. But my mom, we eat a lot of spicy stuff, so my mom always made it spicy.
What a mom.
She used to, growing up, she said she used to drink jalapeno water. She would cut up jalapenos, put it in water, and drink it.
What a bad bitch. Jesus. That would kill me from acid reflux.
Yeah,
she's my asshole.
Yeah, she's a lot of spicy stuff.
Damn. So is your mom and dad still alive?
Yeah, they live in Tri-Cities.
Good blessings.
Yes.
Yeah. Same with mine. They're still alive. Happily divorced, but still alive. So what is it you want people to know, man?
I don't know. I love to help people. So if there's any way I could help you out in like any way at all, moving, you need a ride somewhere someday. I don't know. I love to help people. I love to get to know people.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got any big dreams for the future?
Just make my parents proud, I guess. Get my agency stable. Grow it. Hopefully start other ventures once I get this one stable. And then just help my parents retire.
Good.
Yeah. Send them back to Mexico.
Dude, isn't that a great fucking program? Send Mexicans back to Mexico. This is what I'm saying. Help this guy out.
A lot of them want to, too.
Get these damn Mexicans back to Mexico where they belong. They came here to get you to send them back. This is the game, people.
Yeah. No, it's funny because a lot of like people that I know, our parents came here to give us a better life. But like as we grow up, I know a lot of people is like, dang, it'd be nice to just move back over there.
It's like Juan wants to cut his penis off and call himself something else, so we should move him back to Mexico.
Hey, it's cheaper.
Don't fucking blame him, dude.
It's cheaper over there.
It's cheaper to keep him over there in
and
Mexico.
They actually have really good doctors over there, better than here.
I hear that. In fact, there's a lot of people that go to Mexico for some medical care that you can't get up in
it's
here.
Crazy.
So, okay, I gotcha. So where can people find you? Where can they find Diego?
I am located at 327 West 3rd Avenue, Suite 201 in Spokane. My office is right there, right above Think Tank.
Right above the think tank.
Yes.
All right, everybody. You heard him. This is Diego. Welcome him to Spokane. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast as much as I did. Be sure to like, subscribe, and smash that motherfucking bell for more data-driven updates. Check out his links in the video description below. And bye.